Okay, so let's talk about something that so many of us have gone through. You decide you're going to meditate, you download the apps, you follow all the instructions, and, well, nothing really happens. Or even worse, you end up feeling more stressed out than when you started. But what if I told you the problem isn't actually you? In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why your meditation might not be clicking.
Does this sound familiar? You sit down, you try to quiet your mind, and bam! It's like a runaway freight train of thoughts, worries, and to-do lists just plows right through. You get up 10 minutes later, feeling like a total failure. If you're nodding along right now, you are in exactly the right place, because that feeling, that isn't failure, it's feedback.
And this right here is probably the single most important idea we're going to cover. That feeling of failing at meditation. It's not a sign that you're broken or you're bad at this. It's simply feedback. It's your system telling you that the conditions for meditation just aren't there yet. It's pointing to something much, much bigger about the world we're trying to do this in.
So this brings us right to what we can call the meditation paradox. It's this giant gap, right? A huge canyon between what meditation promises us and what so many of us actually experience when we try it.
I mean, just look at this contrast. On one side, you have the promise, the one we see all over social media and in the app stores. Meditation is this quick fix, this little product you consume for instant peace. But then on the other side, you have the reality for most beginners. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and you just have this nagging sense that you're doing it all wrong. The two just don't line up.
So here's the thing. We can stop blaming ourselves. We can stop blaming the technique. The real issue is this invisible operating system that's running in the background of our minds, an OS that's been programmed into us by the world we live in and day out.
And that operating system, it has a name. We're going to call it the 3D world. Being trapped in this way of thinking is the real reason meditation can feel like trying to swim upstream against a super powerful current. Let's break down exactly what that means.
Now, to be really clear, when we say the 3D world, we're not talking about a physical place. It's a mental framework. Think of it like a set of glasses you don't even know you're wearing. It's built on 4 core pillars that are constantly shaping what you pay attention to, what you want, and your very sense of who you are.
All right, so pillar number 1 is materialism. And look, this isn't just about loving fancy cars. It's the deeper belief that real happiness, real fulfillment, has to come from something outside of you. A new promotion, a new partner, getting more likes. Our minds are trained 24/7 to chase the next external thing. But meditation asks us to look inward. You can already see the conflict, right?
Next up, pillar 2, survival orientation. You know, even when we're perfectly safe, our nervous systems are often humming with this low-grade anxiety, this background fear of losing our job, our money, or our health. This puts us in a constant state of trying to control everything, which narrows our awareness down to a pinpoint. But meditation requires the exact opposite. It asks for openness, for letting go.
And then there's the third pillar, competition and comparison. In the 3D world, how do we know who we are? We look at everyone else. We're constantly measuring, constantly ranking ourselves. Am I as successful as them? Am I falling behind? A mind that is always measuring, how can it ever find genuine peace? It just can't. And the final pillar, number 4, is body identity. This is the really deep, powerful belief that I am my body. That's it. So when we're totally fused with this idea, things like getting older, getting sick, they feel like a direct threat to our very existence. Meditation, on the other hand, gently asks us to just notice the sensations in our body without being completely defined by them. It's a subtle shift, but it's absolutely massive.
So you put these 4 pillars together: materialism, survival, competition, and body identity. And they create a mental environment that is just fundamentally hostile to quiet and stillness. It's like we're spending all day, every day, training for a 100-meter dash, and then wondering why we're so bad at sitting still for a marathon.
And this mental software, it gets a constant, powerful upgrade from our daily lives. If the 3D world is the operating system, then our screens, our phones, our laptops are the hardware that runs it nonstop. This creates what we can call the modern visual trap.
I mean, this right here says it all. Our screens train our attention to be fast, to be fragmented, to be constantly craving the next new thing. We skim, we swipe, we react. It's all about surface-level engagement. But meditative attention, it's the polar opposite. It's slow, it's sustained, it's deep, and it's observational. We are literally trying to use a brain trained for TikTok to achieve a state of ancient stillness. It's no wonder it feels impossible.
You know, this piece of ancient wisdom has never been more relevant. It says that everything starts in the mind. So if our minds are constantly being conditioned and shaped by the fast, loud emotional pull of our screens, then our entire experience of reality, including our attempts to meditate, is going to be shaped by that training.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, and it might sound a little bit daunting, but what's the solution? Well, our source offers a really simple map, and it's not a map to escape the world, but to change how we see it.
Now, before we look at this map, this part is really, really important to get. When we talk about moving from 3D to 4D or 5D, we are not talking about physics or some kind of sci-fi alternate dimension. Not at all. These are just labels for different levels of consciousness, different ways of perceiving and experiencing your own life.
So here's the map. Most of us, most of the time, are living our lives firmly planted in 3D. This is the level of identity, of our personal story, our goals. We are the main character in our own movie. The source argues that the real magic of meditation begins with the shift from 3D to 4D. This is the move from being the character caught up in the drama to becoming the one who witnesses the character and the drama. And honestly, this is the total game changer. The point isn't to stop your thoughts or get rid of your problems. It's about changing your relationship to them. You take a step back and you simply observe the thoughts, the feelings, the whole story, without being completely swallowed by it. That right there, that's the 4D shift.
Okay, so how do we actually start making that shift? Well, here's the part that might seem a little counterintuitive. It's not about trying harder on the meditation cushion. The real first step happens before you even sit down to meditate.
The whole idea is to prepare the ground. Think about it. You wouldn't try to plant a delicate seed in a patch of concrete, right? And in the same way, you can't cultivate a meditative mind in a life filled with constant chaos and distraction. This is about making small, intentional changes in your daily life to create an environment where stillness can actually grow.
And here is a beautifully practical, totally doable way to start. It's not some huge, intimidating commitment. It's just a simple 7-day challenge to begin preparing that ground. And notice how it starts. Day 1, no screens for the first hour. Day 2, eat just one meal without a screen. Each of these little steps is a small act of taking back your attention from that visual trap we talked about. This is how you begin to consciously train that slow, deep attention that becomes the foundation for any real practice. And that quote really just sums it all up perfectly. The path forward isn't about learning 100 more techniques or reading a dozen more books. It's about cultivating the ability to see your own mind and your own life with more clarity. When your seeing changes, everything changes with it.
So what if the first step isn't to try to meditate more, but to first start seeing the world that's making meditation so difficult in the first place? If you want to go deeper on this, you can read the full site clearing protocol and check out more research by visiting Beyond the Illusion on Gumroad, Etsy, and Medium. Thanks so much for tuning in.